I was just out doing, I'm doing so much things at the moment. But Ric Flair, the way he talked to those people in that restaurant, what did you make of all that?
Ric Flair's a piece of shit.
Okay.
Listen, listen. I made this speech last night at the wrestling school. Ego doesn't belong in professional wrestling. Yeah, you can have your gimmick and cut your promos and be your character. I get it. But personally, shoot off character, the person that you really are, ego doesn't belong in professional wrestling. You can have confidence in your abilities and you can carry yourself in a very high regard, um, because you're proud of your talent and you respect your talent and other people's talents. But ego has no. It's like people. It actually did get me a 20% discount when I got my oil changed, because I was going to the same place for about 3 years to get my oil changed, and I walked in and the owner looked at me and went, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "What's up, Chris?" He goes, "You're Mario Mancini." I go, "Yeah." He goes, "I just found that out." He goes, "I'm just blown away. You know how many times I saw you in the New Haven Coliseum and the Hartford Civic Center?" He goes, "I'm a huge wrestling fan." I said, "Is that going to get me a 20% discount?" Um, you know, just because you're Ric Flair, you're not better than anybody else. I always tell this story, and it's for the religious people, no doubt.
Not very
I
many
am,
of them watching, I'd imagine.
well, was, I was, when I got out of wrestling, I went to security, and my security company had the contract for Yankee Stadium. And when things got a little rough, they'd call in management. So I was the manager in New Haven, calling the manager from Danbury, calling the manager from Stanford, and we'd go down to Yankee Stadium. So, we'd go down in 1992. In one summer, Pink Floyd and U2 came, so we had to go down for that. Red Sox Yankees, very very heated rivalry. It gets
Yeah.
unruly at Yankee Stadium, so they called me down for that. Baltimore Orioles game, they called me down for Old Timers Day. And at the time I was engaged and I brought my fiance and I was walking ahead of her. And I heard her behind me go, "Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me." And I turned around and I looked. She bumped into somebody and she caught up with me. And I go, now, as much as I can't stand this woman now, um, I said, "Do you know who you just bumped into?" She said, "No, some old guy." I said, "That old guy was Joe DiMaggio." And she goes, "Okay." I go, "No, yeah, I don't think you understand. You bumped into Joe DiMaggio." And she goes, "Oh, yeah, so what?" I go, "That's one of the greatest baseball players that ever played the game." She goes, "Hey, I don't care.
Mm.
Let me bump into Jesus Christ. Then I'll drop to my knees, not Joe DiMaggio." So, that's how I feel, whether it's Hulk Hogan or Ric Flair. These are human beings, and Ric Flair tries to make it seem like he's tough.
Oh, the Undertaker got him. And now he's on mute. He's on mute. So you're going to have to go out and come back in. Yeah, you're on mute. Right, Mario Mancini has been abducted by the Undertaker. So I'll await his return. Let me see. Running for mayor of Kilkenny is going for me very, very well, Ian. Now I'm not actually going for mayor of Kilkenny, but going in the local elections in Kilkenny, so it's a lot of work over the next couple of weeks. I'm just back from about 13, 14 hour day with in between work and everything else. So I will keep you posted on social media how that goes. Mario dropping knowledge, indeed, indeed. You don't know what's going to happen on this show. So we're in the middle of talking about Ric Flair and that incident he had in the restaurant a couple of weeks back. So when Mario comes back, we shall continue that conversation. Here he is now.
Now you know why I got so angry that I wasn't able to get on my laptop, because
Yes,
if
the
I
phone call knocks it off.
yeah, the work exists after 5 o'clock, and clients call me up to 11 o'clock at night. Um, so he uses his fame to abuse people. He thinks that people are going to be so starstruck to see him that he's going to be able to say and do whatever he wants. And I was listening to Jim Cornette and his guy on there, and Cornette, it like was baffled how somebody can spend $1,500 at a pizza restaurant. And I'm in my shower screaming, going, Jim, it's not that hard to figure out. If you're going to bring a party of 20 people, you can spend $300 on pizza and $1,200 on booze. You know what I mean? It's not that hard if everybody's drinking. So, um, he tries to use his fame to abuse people, and to he feels he's got a rite of passage. Um, it's like I
There's
explained
not
to
Mario. There's not many guys actually like that in the wrestling business, though, is there? That takes it to that level that I've heard about. Like even people
no,
say about Hogan, like he's the most famous wrestler ever, and he's not like that at all. Everybody says.
no, yeah, the thing about it is, well, you got to remember something. When push comes to shove, right? Let me explain that. If you're getting pulled over by the police, um, if you're looking for a bargain on a car, uh, you know, uh, you know, something like that, where you can pull your celebrity and go, "Oh, I'm Hulk Hogan. Can you give me a break?" Or, on a speeding ticket or something like that. You
Mm.
try to use your fame to get out of stuff, and as we can see, that never works. I mean, especially if you break the law, that never works. So, he just Rick lives in the past. And I think he's just a grumpy old man, because he can't do what we all used to do. What the mind says we want to do, and the body says you can't. You just can't do it. So I think Flair tries to abuse people with his so-called fame. The thing about it is, when push comes to shove, nobody cares.
Yeah, that
Nobody
comment there.
really cares.
Flair just getting more embarrassing with each passing year.
Yeah,
Indeed,
I
that
mean, nobody. No, you know what? Nobody cares.